We are covering the key AWS Analytics Services you need to know for the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner exam, specifically how to differentiate between them. First, imagine you have massive log files sitting in an S3 bucket and you need to run a quick analysis on error codes from last week. This is the classic exam scenario for Amazon Athena. Athena is a serverless, interactive query service that lets you analyze data directly in Amazon S3 using standard SQL. The key exam trigger words are query data in S3, serverless, and standard SQL. A common trap is confusing Athena with S3 Select. Remember that S3 Select retrieves data from a single object, whereas Athena can query across many objects. Now, if the task is not a simple query, but a complex multi-stage big data processing job using frameworks like Apache Spark or Hadoop, you need Amazon EMR, which stands for Elastic MapReduce, for the exam. Think big data processing, Hadoop, Spark, or managed clusters. The trick is to not choose EMR for simple queries that Athena can handle. If the question mentions managing a cluster of EC2 instances for big data frameworks, your answer is EMR. Let's switch to a scenario with a continuous, high-velocity stream of data, like clickstream data from a website or IoT sensor readings. To process and analyze this data in real time, you would use Amazon Kinesis. The keywords for the CCP exam are real-time, streaming data, and ingestion. The exam might present a situation that sounds like it could use SQS, but if the core requirement is real-time processing and analysis of a data stream, Kinesis is the correct choice. Before you can analyze data, it often needs to be cleaned, transformed, and moved into a data warehouse. This process is called ETL, for extract, transform, and load. For your exam, when you see a question about discovering data, preparing it for analysis, or performing a serverless ETL job, the answer is AWS Glue. Glue can crawl your data sources and create a central metadata repository called the Glue Data Catalog, which Athena can then use for queries. Finally, after processing and querying the data, you need to present the findings using charts, graphs, and interactive dashboards. This is the job of Amazon QuickSight. On the exam, any mention of business intelligence, dashboards, or visualizations points directly to QuickSight. Here's a simple mnemonic to remember the core function of each. Ask Glue everything kindly quickly. Ask Athena S3 with SQL. Glue prepares the data, ETL. Everything, EMR, for big data clusters. Kindly, Kinesis for streaming data. Quickly, QuickSight for dashboard visuals. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.